What's good, everybody? Coscanino over here. Excited about today's show. So let's make this happen. Eight, 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 eight. What's good? What's good? DJ Jai, what's going on, brother? What's up? Yeah, I'm playing Teemanay vibes. I'm talking with him today, so I'm excited. I don't know too much about him, but so it will be a good opportunity for me to learn also, find out what he's been up to. Let's try to hold up. Yeah, we have to, man. There's no way now. We have to hold up. Yeah, it's the only way. Teemanay. Yes, it's official. It's
Yo, boss.
What's good? What's good, man?
I did. Greetings.
Yeah, man. Nice one, man. Yeah, welcome on board, man. Where are you? Where are you, by the way?
Me? Where else, man? NY Hill. I did New York, man.
Indoors, right? Indoor bound.
Yo, I'm in the heart of the whole thing, man. They're very hot everywhere. Yo, I haven't come out for like almost a month now. See me now.
Yeah.
Quarantine don't turn Afrobeats to
I
reggae.
know, right? Your hair will be touching the floor before you even. No, like I went out like first time it was like in 3 weeks. I went out like 2 days ago. I went out to go grab some food, and I just felt kind of fun. Like, man, I haven't been out. I was excited, like like
right, exactly. That feeling of freedom, man. You come to like see, man. Everywhere gonna feel different. The air feels different.
Yeah, just mad. Like,
wow.
But
crazy.
We thank God it's a blessing. So welcome to the show, Life with Cars. I'm excited to talk to you. I feel like you're in New York, but it's like I feel like we haven't had the opportunity to interact as much. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah. So I'm excited about today. I think it will be a good, a good opportunity for myself personally to get to find out even much more about you. Of course, I've dived into the music. I've been listening to the EP, and I checked the video. I went back weeks ago when you did the release and things like that. So some of those videos were still available online. So I checked those out, man. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, I love the vibe, and things like that. You know what I mean? So
appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for for doing this. So let's talk about Teemanay. Like, first of all, tell me about the name. That's your real name, right? Is that your real name?
I mean, T, they call me T because my real name is actually Tony.
Tony, right? Okay.
Yeah, so they call me T, and Teemanay is like, a completion of Tony, like T.
Okay.
So that name, I actually got that name in college.
In college, oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering, man. Like,
it was actually a girl that gave me that name. Can you imagine?
Oh, I see. And you just stick to it.
Naija boys now, we like to ball, so college then we just they ball. I see tomorrow no day. Oh, and I this girl be like, take her easy, Teemanay, take her easy. I was like, wow, that name is dope, Teemanay. So nice. I just, I coined the name and started using it for a long time.
Nice, that's what's up, man. Shout out to those that are with us for now. Shout out to Patrick Ellis, my super director. He's on, but shout out to Jira. So Miss Maddie, big up yourself, everybody. So why don't we get into it, right? Let's find out. Let's talk about your journey. From the get-go. Take us. You were born in Nigeria, or you were born in the States?
Yeah. I was born back in Nigeria, Naija boy. As in, actually, I've actually only been in the States for 3 years. You won't believe it.
No
Um,
way.
February this year actually made it 3 years in the States, so I'm very fresh.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be fresh blood. I'll be JJC. Let me put it that way.
But
I
I'm
was born
even
in
more
Delta
excited,
State.
and to see everything you've done up to date. I'm
Appreciate
happy
you.
about it. That's really dope, man. Okay, so you were in Nigeria, and
Yeah.
then you were doing music back home.
Actually, I was doing music. I've always been doing music, like even as a kid, right? Because I play instruments and stuff. So I was in the choir, and I was a Catholic, you know. I was in Delta State. I was from the church in the choir playing music, but I was also very academically inclined. Let me put it that way. I actually was supposed to
Okay.
be a doctor. I
Oh
was in a
wow.
medical school. Yeah, I was actually studying to be a doctor. So
In
I
in
actually finished.
in college at college level.
Yeah, I actually finished as a clinical anatomist. You know, I got my bachelor's, got
Yes.
everything,
Oh man.
and I got a good grade. And then they want my. I was supposed to further to become to do. I had 2 3 more years to do my major and
Okay.
become a doctor, like BSSC. That's what we call it,
Okay.
Bachelor of MBBS. You know,
Okay.
MBBS. That's what we call it back home in Nigeria. So I was supposed to do my MBBS for 2 3 years, and then I moved to South Africa to go and complete my MBBS. Shout out to
Okay.
Upper Six. I see Upper Six there.
Okay.
So
So
I
yeah.
moved to South Africa to
Yes.
do my MBBS, and that was where I actually took music professionally. So I was doing music on the low in Nigeria,
Okay.
but you know now I couldn't really like bring it up to my parents. You know them, you know
Yeah.
as it be now. You know be like
Of
now
course now.
we everybody say if they encourage them to do music.
Yeah.
Then it
Yeah.
was like hard.
So that's mad. So you and essay to do, as part of your journey
Medicine.
towards
I was going
medicine.
to complete my
And then
medicine,
you
but I
started wasting your
didn't.
parents' money to start doing music. I can see the beef already, man. Yeah.
Not that I really wasted it per se. I mean, right now they're benefiting from it, you know.
Yes.
But the thing is, like, so when I got there, I had the space I needed, I had the environment I needed, I had the encouragement I needed. So I
Yeah.
met people like Opa Six, I met Scubinero, you
Hmm.
know, I met some dope, influential people in the entertainment industry in South Africa, and they really
Yeah.
encouraged me, you know. So that was when I started recording, and then that was actually the first time I went into a music studio while I was in South Africa. In
Okay.
Nigeria, I always did just sing a cappella, you know, music group, you
Yeah.
know, go to
Home.
church, play keyboard, play these.
Yeah.
So in South Africa, Scubinero actually took me to a studio in Ramburg in South Africa, and then I recorded my first song. The first song I recorded was called Girl for the Night. So that song, when I was in the studio, the engineer actually told us that there was a competition going on there in UJFM 95.4. It's a radio
Okay.
station. And they said they were, you know, it's a competition for best new artist. So after we
Yes.
recorded the song,
Yeah.
we just decided to like submit it anyways. And you won't believe it, that song actually won the competition out of about
Oh wow.
5,000 submissions.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. So think
yeah.
it was
So
happening for you in South Africa then. The vibe was good over there, and you tell
yeah, kind of, because that
yeah.
actually gave me the courage. Like when I went,
Mhm.
the first single won the award. That's when I said to myself, man, this got to be God. Like this is the direction I'm supposed to face. I shouldn't be
Yeah.
scared anymore. So I decided to take it seriously, you know. And from there on, it's just been like grace to grace to grace, gradually, you
Yeah.
know, climbing up gradually.
So how
And
long
then I
how long
started
were you
doing
in South
shows.
Africa then?
I was in South Africa for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, from 2012 to 2015.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was around 2015 I actually left South Africa.
Okay.
And the reason I left South Africa was that I lost my mom.
Oh, okay. Oh wow, that's
Yeah, I lost
very,
my
very
mom.
recent. Sorry to hear. That's
Thank you,
recent.
bro.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
lost my mom in Nigeria, and then I decided to go back, go back
Of
home,
course.
spend some time with the family, mourn. And so my whole course, everything changed after
Change.
that. So,
Yeah.
right.
Wow. Okay. So you went back home. You're back in Nigeria. So at this point, were you still pursuing the medical degree?
No, no, no.
So so everything stopped in terms of medicine while you were in SA anyway.
Yeah, I
So you're
stopped in
back in
essay. I
Nigeria.
dropped it in essay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what was the first thing you did in terms of to get into the old music thing and started your movement in Nigeria?
When I went back to Nigeria,
Back to Nigeria,
yeah, when I went back to Nigeria, I actually stopped music for almost 6 months. I actually, because I was mourning, I just
yeah.
felt kind of like down.
Yeah.
And then I went back to Delta State. So I
Mhm.
wasn't even in Lagos. So I stopped music for a while. And then the first thing I did, like you asked, was I moved back to Lagos. So when I
Okay.
moved back to Lagos, my elder sister and I we started moving around in the environment. We have to try to start infiltrating the environment. Then the first place I went to was Industry Nights.
Oh,
You know,
with Matthew,
Industry Night that they
Ohio.
do in Lagos, you know.
Yeah, with Matthew, yes. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, so that was where I went. So the first time I went to
Okay.
Industry Night, I carried my CD, I wanted to perform. They said no, you can't perform with a CD. You have to come with the instruments because you have to perform
Okay.
live. Well, you can play the instrument. So I didn't know about that. So I
Okay.
couldn't perform. You know, it's every Wednesday.
Yes, yeah,
I
of
have to wait
course.
till the next Wednesday again.
Wednesday, yeah.
I went there the next Wednesday again. I went with the track and everything. I gave it to DJ Consequence. DJ Consequence was like, good, we're gonna play a song, you're gonna perform. We kept waiting and waiting. Others were performing before you know the main act had to come. And that day the main act was Ice Prince.
Oh
So
wow.
Ice Prince was already there and
What year was this?
2016.
I may have been at Industry Night that night.
Really?
I swear to
With
God.
Matthew, right? You know Matthew.
I was there with Matthew, with Toby. You
Wow.
know, Toby was working with Eyes and Spinner back then, so we went there
Right,
together.
DJ Spinner.
Yeah,
Yeah, DJ Spinner was there that
Spinner,
night as well.
I was there that night.
Wow.
100%.
That time I never get dreads.
We were
So
upstairs with Spinner, DJ Humility, Consequence.
yeah,
that
DJ
night.
Humility, exactly.
Yeah,
DJ
yeah,
Humility is
I
also
was
from
I
Delta
was there
State.
that night. Good Lord.
Wow.
Wow. That's crazy.
Here we are.
Yeah, here we are. All right, cool. So did you eventually get
I
to
eventually
perform?
performed, but it was the fourth time I got there. The fourth time. The first 3 times I couldn't perform, but the fourth time I performed. And the fourth time I performed, it was actually Lil Kesh album listening. Olamide was there. Everybody was there.
Yes.
So I performed. I killed it, man. Olamide even like after a performance, I went to his table. We're like, "Yo, you killed it, bro. Nice one, nice one, nice." You know, like they could remember me. They gave me a handshake. But you know, times like that,
There's so much going on, man.
there's so much
Everybody
going
is there.
on. Exactly.
The
So I
1,000
took
tapes
pictures
being
with them.
handed out. Yeah.
Exactly. So not everybody really get your time because they were focused on Lil Kesh album release and all that. So I performed and we got the information. Hey, everybody, you know, we had a conversation, but there was no exchange of numbers.
Yes.
I saw YC and everybody, and then I left. So after that, I started trying to like infiltrate the environment and get to know people, and I started knowing a few people by the grace of God.
2016. Okay, wow. And then, so did you record your first official single in Nigeria?
No.
Because it seems it's not that long after that you moved to the States, right?
Exactly. It was not long after that I moved. My first official single I recorded in South Africa,
Okay.
but which was the song that won the award.
Yes.
And then the last time I mixed with people in Nigeria was Burna Boy's album listening, Spaceship, on a spaceship. After that album listening, that was when I moved here, you know, and I came down here, and I've been here.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So you're here, and did you continue doing music, or were you working, doing other stuff when you moved to the States? Because you know, in the States, man, especially when you just come from home,
exactly,
it's very, very hard. So
yeah,
to make money,
no lies.
Yeah, from the music, you have to hustle, find a 9 to 5, link up with somebody, and like there's bills over here, man. The bills never stop. So what were you doing? Like, how did you find your way around these things?
When I was coming, actually, I had a couple of friends that already lived here. Some good friends. Actually, I had a friend in Atlanta. He's a producer. It's called Made in Seconds. He did a song for DJ E Cool. Davido's DJ in his album. Yeah. So I was supposed to go meet him in Atlanta. So my first stop was New York. So I was supposed to, you know, stop in New York, then transit to Atlanta. Although I had other friends here in New York. So when I stopped in New York, I was trying to reach him. I couldn't for like a week.
No way.
Smart, you know.
You were supposed to stay with him
in Atlanta. Oh, what a change out from you. No, but actually, it was funny because my other friend, I had 2 other great friends. I had Xavier, who is my manager now. I had Effie. So Effie was staying in the Bronx. So I had to go chill with Effie, you know, because Xavier doesn't stay in New York. Yeah. So while I was waiting to reach out to TV, I couldn't reach out to TV. If he started carrying me around, carrying me go club, carrying me go, yeah, man, I fell in love with New York. Yeah. Then I was like, no, I can't leave New York, you know.
Yeah.
So when TV finally reached out to me, I told him, bro, I like where I am. Sorry, I just got to stay in New York. So
Wow.
I stayed in New
What
York.
were you thinking at that point? I mean, it's like, I mean, that's like at the point of entry. Like, you know, I'm going to Atlanta. Even though they ask you, where are you going?
That was
I'm going
scary
to
for me because first of all, yeah, I didn't have a place to stay, so that was a little bit scary for me because I didn't know if I was going to be able to stay with my friend here for that long because the plan was to move in with my friend in Atlanta, and then we share an apartment, pay the bills and everything. So I didn't have any plan or structure for New York. So it was a new life entirely. I had to be spontaneous. So when I told my friend I couldn't move, he was like, "It's okay, you can stay." You know, I stayed. I slept on the couch for like about 7 to 8 months.
Wow.
I was, I was living with him. You know, waiting I could do now. Waiting man could do now.
Yes.
Waiting man could do. So I stayed there for a while. I spent some time with him. I actually started hustling for like entertainment job. I didn't want to like be out of the entertainment industry because I realized a lot of people when they come here, because of the hustle, they get distracted and they find something to survive.
Yeah, you may end up in McDonald's,
right?
You know, cleaning dishes or doing something
exactly. And sometimes it might actually affect them. If they find something to survive, they might get used to it and no longer chase the dream.
Yeah.
So I was looking for something in the entertainment industry, and somehow, I went on Craigslist and I found Mina TV. There's a TV called Mina TV. So yeah, Mina TV. So they said they were looking for talents, like people to work for them. I sent in my email and they gave me a job. So I started working for Mina TV. So at the end of the day, I was working in the industry I wanted to work in. That was how it kept me on ground to continue doing my music stuff.
So what was the position at Mina TV?
Okay, I was a creative. I was a content creator. They made me a content creator, and they also made me like a street hop interview personality. So I was going into the city interviewing people with the Mina TV camera crew. We were doing dance competitions for Afro dance competitions, and then they started the program called the ABS.
Mina TV, was it African or was it like?
Yeah, Mina TV Africa. The owner is an African. Is an African lady.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I will send you all the information. Yes. It's a very good network.
Nice. Okay.
Very good network. Yeah. So
right. So you're interviewing, you're doing creative content, and they were, you were getting some money and in the industry that you want to be anyway.
Okay. So that kind of helped me to stay in the same industry that I want to be. So I didn't like lose my focus or lose my mind or say, oh my God, I have to, do something else, because I feel sometimes when you're really doing something else, it kind of takes you away. It's hard to come back. Yeah, it's very hard to come back.
Cool. So how long were you with Mina TV, and what was the next progression for you? Like, what was the next thing that you did?
I was in Mina TV from 2017 when I came in, like 2-3 months after I came in, until almost the end of last year. So even while I started doing the music, I was still in Mina TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was that helpful, like in terms of even you, like really being out there? What were you doing? Were you networking and like meeting folks?
I was going to African events. There was even a time I was trying to reach out to you. At the best for you, boys. You know this Zanku to the world. Zanku to the world, like you did last year. My team was trying to reach out to
you. Irving Plaza.
At Irving Plaza, exactly. Zanku to the world. Yeah, so they tried to reach out to you, but they didn't get a response. You don't respond.
Yeah, you know what? It was probably already so late, because the whole concept, the whole thing behind it was to keep in New York, keep it with the dancers and artists and DJs that was based in New York. But at the same time, I was doing that in collaboration. I was working with Live Nation. So my schedule was like, it was crazy tight. Everything was set from production. So by the time we reached that, it was already mad. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why,
Yeah, I understand. It happens sometimes with programs like that. Yeah, but I mean, so that was how we're doing it. So I came across the very good sister of mine, Glitterati, that works in Schomburg Center. So it was how we all met in Mina TV. So then I started networking with people, and then I started getting gigs. I was performing for free in different African events.
Of course.
I did Schomburg Center. I did PlayStation. I did Terminal 5. Like, so, some of them were free
Yeah,
though,
of
you
course.
know. Then some
Yeah,
of them were paid. But the good thing about it is that I was getting the experience that I needed
the
and getting the connections that I
exposure
needed and the
to be out
exposure that
there,
I needed.
etc.
Right, right.
So, at for PlayStation, which artist was he like was performing that you?
It was actually Afrobeat to the world last year. It
Okay,
was mostly Ghana artists. They had R2Bs.
yeah,
They had
okay. I think I
Prince.
remember the yeah I remember the
Yeah, they had a lot of Ghana
yeah
major acts. Yeah. So it was really good. It was really good. It was sold out. Yeah. So it
yes.
was a good exposure for me too.
So like let's man that's crazy. You have a story like from Naija to South Africa, medicine,
Bro.
back to Nigeria, to the US, to the point that you came, the person you're supposed to stop with was not even available, chill in New York. You know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
yeah, like so now, so like in terms of your music, are you doing music full time now, or you
Yeah.
still hustling to support yourself also?
Full time now.
Full time, perfect.
Now,
All
yeah,
right, cool.
100%.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about your EP then. Was that last year? Last year
Yes.
that was released, right? When
Right.
like middle of the year.
It was I did the listing in March, then the EP came out 1st of April last year. So it's like a year old now. Timeless.
Timeless. Yeah, I saw you put something out. I think early in April it was a year old. You put the record
Yes.
out. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, that's cool. So what was it then? Like why timeless for the EP?
Actually, after I came here, when I started doing the music stuff,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to I didn't want to give people what they already had. It's just like a product. So when
Okay.
it came to my music, I wanted to make something unique to me that I know I will be identified for. So I wanted to make timeless music. I wanted to
Okay.
make the kind of music that you could listen to. It might not be a smash hit or a banger, but when you
Yeah.
listen to it, you're gonna feel good about it and you're gonna enjoy it. And then you can
Yes.
listen to it and listen to the lyrics and listen to the sound over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And then possibly 10 years after now, you can still go back and listen to that music, and you will feel the same way you felt when you listened to
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Of
So
course.
because I mean, to be fair enough, there are some songs that you can't even put on your playlist anymore
Hmm.
because you're really tired of them.
Of
I
course.
mean, they
It's
smashed,
outdated.
they came, hmm?
Yeah.
But their lifespan is like 3 months or 6 months or 1 year.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make records that would last for more than 10 years. And the only way you can make that is by making timeless music.
Yeah.
So I connected with a producer, my producer called Jaylon. Shout out to Jaylon. He's
Based
in
in
the
New York
house
too?
right now. Yeah, Jaylon is
Okay.
a Nigerian boy, but he lives in London.
Okay.
So he's an Afrobeat. In fact, he's a global producer. So
Producer.
we connected for a long time, and then we started making songs off FaceTime. We started making
Oh
songs
wow.
on FaceTime, just like
Yeah.
this. He'll call me, I'll call him. He'll make the beats. I'll send him some voice notes, and then
Mm-hmm.
he'll complete the beat with my voice notes. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. So we started making songs like that, and then that was how I came up with the name Timeless. That I wanted to make timeless music. So when I was releasing that EP, I wanted to produce a content that would be timeless. And to an extent, it's really doing well because some
Yeah.
people be sending me DMs to today, man. I'm listening to your songs. Your songs
Mhm.
sound so awesome.
Yeah.
People time like this, lockdown. Some people are like, getting
Of
inspired
course.
by some
Yeah.
more
Listening
melodies,
to the
and the
stuff
streams are going up even more now. That people
than
are more
before.
concentrated in their home.
Let me
So the
ask you
idea
this,
of
right?
timeless, that was it.
Let me ask you this. So, what, obviously, moving into the state, I would say recently and stuff, what was your focus for the music? Like, were there any African, Nigerian based artists that are based in the state that you look for, like, I could follow this model? Because you say something about doing something different, making it timeless, but from a business standpoint,
Right,
in terms of generating revenue from the music,
right.
were there any artists you were
Like
looking
somebody that was looking up
that's
to, right?
somebody that you could see over there, like, you know what, this person is Nigerian or they're African, they're making this type of music I'm making,
Mm.
and they're doing very good. I want to like do better than that model or similar
Yeah.
business model.
Actually, I didn't really have a sound sample like somebody that was looking
Okay.
up to the type of music, but I had somebody that actually inspired me while I was here.
Okay.
One very good talented artist, IOJ. I feel like he's very much
Yes.
underrated.
Hmm.
You know, I feel like he's bigger than he's supposed to be. IOJ was one of the people that inspired me because back in the days, Afrobeat artists don't travel abroad to go and live. What are you going to do there? You
That's
have to
true.
stay in Africa because
Yeah.
that is where the market is. That is where your
Exactly.
consumers are. So traveling out is like you're taking a risk. You are
Yeah.
going away from the consumers.
Of
You
course.
know.
Yeah.
So
That's
when I
exactly why I asked that question. And
right, so
yeah.
like people like IOJ, when I saw like he was leaving here and he was doing very well internationally, despite the fact that he was leaving here, I also drew that as an inspiration that anything is possible. And the time I came here, Afrobeat wasn't really that popping in this side. It was only popping in London, like UK
Yeah.
and back home in Africa. So coming to America was like, are you kidding me, Tony? Is that where you really want to go?
Hmm.
But I wouldn't say I would say somehow I kind of envision the future that there will be a time, just like the king said, fella, that
Yeah.
African music will be the music of the future and it wouldn't matter where you are anymore because of the digital world that we are right
That
now
we're doing right
and
now.
accessibility. So that was one of the reasons I really came down here and I
Hmm.
wanted to create a sound that had a global appeal. You know, I
Yes.
didn't want to
Yeah.
create a very traditional sound because that has
Hmm.
already been done.
Yeah. Exactly. And he say, I mean, I think almost every day I have this conversation with artists that are based here, and it's a difficult one, right?
Very.
Because you guys love the music, you're just as talented, but the patient, not patient, I would say the consumer population is so much more smaller compared to your colleagues that are back home, right? Just because we're
Right.
here, right? For me, I think I always like to find out what your business model is. If you look at IOJ, like you're talking about, right? IOJ was signed to a label, right? That was willing and was able to bankroll his movement, like doing a
Right.
tour, doing like radio promo all over the states, etc. Do you have a chairman? Do you have a cash madam somewhere to fund your projects?
I wouldn't use the word chairman, but by the grace of God, I have a team right now that is really, really futuristic and it's a strong team that the plan ahead is very promising. I didn't
Okay.
have that when I came here. I just came here on my
Okay.
own. You know my story.
Yes.
But I had that focus and that dream and that expectation. So I never wanted to settle for less. So I always wanted to like not do what everybody's doing, but just try to like
Yes.
stay in my lane, knowing fully well
Mm-hmm.
that it takes a longer road on this kind of lane. But I'm
Yes.
ready for it,
Yeah.
you know, because that's why I took the motto timeless. Because if it's timeless, then it should not be predicted by time. You should not feel like, oh
Yes.
my God, it's too late to you have to blow now. What's going on if you don't go back home or stuff like that. So I kind of kept working on that part until I, made somehow God made it possible that I made contact with the people that I have right now.
Yeah.
So honestly speaking, I do have a good backing, and the future is promising.
Absolutely. Like when you look at your data analytics for those that are streaming your music, right? Where is that coming from? Are they Africans? Are they Caribbeans? Do you have a percentage in mind? I'm just saying that in terms of like, it will help
Yeah,
you to reposition your
to
target
analyze.
audience.
Yes.
Analyze it,
So
yeah.
I check on a daily basis. I check my demographics on the streams. I check on Spotify. I check on Apple.
Yeah.
I check on Tinder and other platforms. And
Mm-hmm.
to my greatest dismay, my highest streaming numbers are coming from the US of A.
From the U.
So
Okay.
I don't really know if it's Africans in America
Yeah, it
or if it's
doesn't
African
get down to that,
Americans
but
or if
it's
it's
US.
Americans. So I
Yeah.
don't really know. Like yesterday, my Spotify stream for Vibes, the song
Mm.
you was playing,
Yes.
it was one. I said last week it was 130 something. Now it's
Mm.
143K,
Yeah.
143,000 streams. So when I check the statistics, 67% of the numbers are coming from
From
USA.
the US. Okay.
Then out of that 67%, 80% of that 67% is coming from New York.
From New York.
Then the
Okay.
others are spread around California, Chicago,
Mhm.
Atlanta. So my number one is USA on my stream. Then my
Okay.
number two is Nigeria.
Okay.
Then my number three is Canada. Then
Okay.
number four is UK. Number five is Ghana.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so I feel like so
Yeah.
far it's doing well. I was surprised. Like USA has been #1 since 2 years now.
And that's dope because you're here and you can make your money and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because back home we have to put it out for free. They need
Yes.
to download
Yes.
it for free. Otherwise
Mhm.
they ain't gonna buy it. They're not gonna buy
Of
them.
course. At all. At all. All right. I mean, you talked about me. Obviously, your team. We didn't get to work together back then, so hopefully that will change in the near future. Another thing
Man.
is, so let's talk about your setup in terms of your team. Who do you have that's working with you? I think when I looked at your photos, I saw several pictures with DJ. What's his name?
DJ Dawn.
DJ Don. I seen
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
is Don your official DJ? Is he part of
Yeah.
the team?
Yeah.
Can you
I
tell me
have
about
DJ
that?
Dawn. DJ Dawn is my official DJ.
Okay.
Everywhere I go to perform, DJ Dawn is the one, making the sound perfect. Um, that's my DJ. Then I have a management team. I have CB. I have Xavier. Those are my managers.
Okay.
Then I have an engineer. I have an official engineer called
Mhm.
Draft.
Right,
He's
okay.
a
Okay.
mix
I
engineer.
saw him in the video. One of the
Yeah,
videos.
yeah. So he's a
Yeah.
mix engineer. And then
Okay.
my official producer is called Jalon, the guy from London.
Okay.
He's amazing. You need to check
Mhm.
Jalon out. Yo, check Jalon out. He's one of the
Nice.
best
Nice.
out there. He's very
Okay.
low key doing mad things out there, but he don't talk about it. He's
Yeah.
those kind of people
Yeah.
that don't like to. It's just
Nice.
like Kelpie Vibes, for example. He don't talk about his work. You're just gonna
Yes.
hear about it
Yes.
later. So yeah,
Okay.
those are like my production team, my
Thing,
crew.
right?
Then I have a dance team. I have a dance team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's this girl called Nidra. She's my official choreographer.
Okay.
So whenever I go to perform, I want to perform. She plans the choreography for the whole performance and the
Yeah.
stage presence and everything. So
Okay.
she's partly my stage manager. Yeah, her name is Nidra. Nidra the dancer. Yo, check her out. She's
Okay.
very good. And then those are like the stage team. Then with regards to my management team, I have some other people now that are
All right.
working with me by the grace of God. So that
Okay.
is why I haven't put out any official music of my own since after Vibes. It's only features, people that feature me. Speaking of features, there's another feature that's coming out
Yes.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, called Hellenistic by Umazi featuring Teemanay. So my
Okay.
official songs are gonna come out pretty much before the
After that.
summer. And I have another EP coming up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was gonna talk about that also. Cause this year's song Vibes, it was not on that EP, was it?
No, no. It came
Okay.
out late last year. Came out September after the
Okay.
EP, long after the EP. So it's gonna
Mm.
be in the new EP, and then some other new records are gonna come out as well.
Yes. Okay. All right. So tell me about Vibes then, because I mean I like the record. You shot the video for that one, right? You shot the video for
Yeah,
that?
I shot the video here in New York. Yeah,
Yeah.
I shot it in New York.
Yeah, I saw that on YouTube.
Vibes is like vibes is vibes. The song is vibes, and then the feeling of the song is a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so vibe was actually it wasn't an official like recording. I
Okay.
was on I think I was on vacation in a DMV area. I was in DC with my
Okay.
manager Xavier, and then Jalon, as usual. I'm always calling his name. Yeah, I'm gonna hear his name a lot. So Jalon actually hit me up on WhatsApp. We were in a
Yeah.
car, we were driving. So he hit me and I was like, bro, I got something for you. I'm like, this guy don't start again. Because sometimes I wake up in the morning when I see my WhatsApp message, I see a
Yeah.
message from Jalon. I know say, oh boy, this one don't send me beats again. So he said, I got something for you. And I was like, what is it? And then he sent it. So I hit the play button. I connected it to the car, and the beat just started flipping. Yo, it was a nice, sound. So I was just freestyling. So, girl, I'm loving this your vibe, the way you fly, the way you lie, you're looking nice, baby, just like the weather. So we're just like vibing in the car.
Hmm.
It wasn't official. So I was just doing it that day, and then my manager decided to record while I was doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so because he recorded it, because sometimes we vibe to beats and we forget what we actually vibe,
Keep it
and then
moving,
when we
of
hear it
course.
again, we vibe something totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when he sent me the video on my phone, I played it and I actually liked the melody, the way we were doing it. So I decided to just write something on it real quick. So I did that. I sent Jalon a voice note, and then I asked him to add some things to the beat. He added some melodies, the saxophone. As soon as I came back to New York, I hit Draft, my engineer, went to the studio, we recorded it that day, and we really loved it. And we said, man, this song deserves a video. It's not all songs that actually need a
Of
music
course.
video.
Yeah.
because sometimes you need to calculate your risk, especially when you are independent, so you
Yes.
don't be wasting
Yeah.
money too much.
Mm-hmm.
So we said this song needs a video, and then I contacted Frank, Victor O. Frank. He's
Okay.
also a Nigerian video director. He's in Brooklyn, New York. He's very good. And then we shot the video, and after we shot the video, before we knew summer was almost over, we're like, oh my god, this is a summer vibe. Summer is almost over. Such a short time frame. And then we
Yes.
said, whatever, we're just gonna put it out regardless. So we put it out in September, and so far it's been doing real good.
Yeah,
It's been real good.
that's a
I'm
record.
glad you love it.
Yes, that's a nice record. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What is your, first of all, you're putting it out under which label? Like your label?
Oh, you mean Vibes?
Vibes,
Vibes.
the EP, all your songs.
Oh, the EP. Yeah, it's under Timeless Music, but
Okay.
yeah, Timeless
So
Music.
that's your company.
Yes, that's my company, Timeless Music. Yeah.
All right, perfect. And so what process do you follow when you release music?
Okay. Before I release music, because I'm not alone in the company, my manager and the team, we kind of contact our, while I was in Lagos before I moved here.
Yes.
So to an extent, I built a little bit of relationship with a few people in the industry for push.
Okay.
So what we do is like we contact radio OAPs, we contact DJs in the streets, we contact blogs,
Okay.
we contact some PR personalities, and then we ask them for a budget. Then they send us a budget. Because music is, some people just feel like they don't want to spend money, but you have to spend money.
It's part of it. Yeah.
It's a necessity, because even the big labels, the Sonys and Columbias, they still investing money in their number one artists.
Yes.
So we use our own small, money to contact this one, and then ask them to send us a budget. So when they send us a budget, then we calculate the risk, and then we minus some things that we cannot afford.
Okay.
For example, if they send you a $3,000 budget, and we don't have 3,000, we have 1.5. We'll cancel some things and believe that a miracle will happen. So after they send us a budget, we can reduce the budget, and then we still try to see how we can do a little bit of campaign online. We do Instagram campaign, those sponsored ads and all that to promote the song, to reach out to more people. Now, thank God, say TikTok don't come, so we might start using that. So after we've done all that, then we fix a date. And after we fix a date, we work towards the date. We make some upfront payments, and then we take it from there and leave the rest to God.
And who takes care of the digital distribution? Do you do that from home too, or?
The digital distribution on all platforms.
Yes.
For now, we use TuneCore.
Okay.
We use TuneCore, and then after that, after it's put out there, we try to get on playlists. We do playlist pitching and submission, because the music has to be on playlist. If it's not on playlist, the people won't really know, because your name is not big out there, so they're not looking out for you. But when it's on playlist, and then people can hear it and then fall in love with it. I've had a lot of people that have told me that they discover me through playlists. Because, they hit me up and go, yo, I heard your music on this playlist. Oh, you're good. I'm like, thank you. Yeah, so it's a necessity. And then, at the grace of God, we're getting some airplays here now. My music is actually being played on Power 105 now.
Okay, I want to talk to you about that, right?
Right.
So earlier when I asked you about your data analytics, right? And then you talked about USA being number one, right? And I think followed by what, the UK?
No, USA number one, Nigeria number two.
Okay.
Canada number 3, UK number 4, Ghana number 5. Okay.
So, I think the reason why I'm bringing that up is because you're now here, you're in the States. IOJ did his thing. I remember when we toured with IOJ back then, people were not even really pushing the music like that in Nigeria. IOJ is bigger in America than it is in Nigeria, right?
True.
Because the focus was here, right? So if on your data analytics, you already know that your music is doing better in the USA than it is in Nigeria,
right?
And you're living in the USA, why don't you spend that money in the US, the budget
Yeah,
for
we are.
marketing
We
and
are
promotion.
still.
Like you
We are
said
still.
now, like 105,
Yeah,
you know,
we are spending it here as well. That's
yeah.
why I
Why
say
is it important to still spend in Nigeria?
because charity begins at home. That's one. And two, we already had a contacts there, you know. And there's something about music getting into the streets, like from the
Yeah,
streets it gets into the mainstream. That's
yes.
how it works in Nigeria, from street to mainstream. But
But
in
you're not in
America, from
Nigeria.
mainstream to street.
You're not in Nigeria. You know.
Hmm?
But you're not in Nigeria.
I know, but the thing is, when a label signs you, right, and they are trying to promote your music globally, you are not
Yeah.
in Australia, but they are promoting your music in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if you really want to, like, because me, I don't want to be so far from home and not in touch with home. I'm not gonna look. Let me give example. For example, like people like what's this boy that sang this song? Baby, baby, you know, like those
Okay.
kind of guys, right?
Yes.
Like they're not in touch with home like that. That is why when they go home, it's not really that. They're not really celebrated like that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, yeah, welcome, foreign boy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay, take care, bye.
Have you
You
been
know?
back home since you've been here?
No, I haven't. But I've been
Okay.
getting mad love from home, like a lot of
Okay.
mad love waiting for radio interview, media this and
Yeah,
that
that's what I
and
was gonna
that.
ask, because if you're pushing marketing over there, then it's only right that you might
Right.
as well go and I
Actually, the
totally
plan was to go
understand
this summer, but hopefully this COVID
before
ends
Corona.
before then.
Yeah, I feel like that. Like, you know, I like to talk about this with those of us that are based in the US, because you know I like to get everybody's ideas and perception on that, because I'm like, okay, which one work for you? You know, the model that work for you may not work for IOJ or Taye or other
Right.
artists that are here, right? So you have to know which one work for you. Do you feel like, okay, I'm here, I'm living in America, most of my money is coming from here, but being that I'm Nigerian and I'm making Afrobeat music and it's doing very good in Nigeria, I still need to go there, promote, market, push the music so that you're getting waves from both hands, and also whatever the case is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right, absolutely. Just that, but the necessity is like no matter how much you push internationally, you still need to push a little bit at home. That's why, like you said, my demographic, the numbers, the money is coming from here. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the streams is coming from here, and I'm still pushing here because that's how, by the grace of God, I'm getting airplays on radio like Power 105. You know,
Yes.
so we're still doing major push here, regardless. But
Yeah.
the home push is not that expensive. It's something you can just do off your shoulder, but we
Okay.
still do it regardless.
Of
You
course,
know,
just
because of the day
to keep
ones.
that
Let me
going
put it
also.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What is the from your perspective the biggest challenge you've had to overcome since being in the US?
Oh my God. Music out of the question, just generally as a
Just
person.
general, yeah. I mean, you're the same
Hmm.
person that make music or do whatever, right? So, yeah.
I think the biggest challenge for me will be support. You know, I think the biggest challenge is support. Yeah, I was gonna say finance,
Yes,
which is obviously everybody's
that's
challenge till
every
tomorrow.
100%.
Right.
Yeah,
Till tomorrow, we
whether
all
you're
have that
doing
challenge.
show or you're a DJ or you're an artist, not the
Yeah,
same.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but I'll say the biggest after finance is support. Because as a foreign artist in this country, but as a Nigerian artist, it's hard
Yes.
to really get support from your own people.
Yes.
Maybe it's hard because I don't know
Do
whether the
you
human.
patronize? Do you patronize U.S. based people like out in Nigeria? Like the artists patronize the OAPs, because you know in Nigeria you can't just walk into a radio station or do
Right.
interview or so. You have to rub hands. You
You
can't
have
just
to. You
tell
have
DJ
to.
tell DJ Nani play my music. You say Nani,
Eh,
what's up now? Nani, okay, take this
exactly.
bottle or this. Do you do the same? I feel like a lot of artists they don't, because they just say, oh yeah, we did Yankee, I just do this. Well, it's
No.
the same
You see,
concept. Like
that's the thing now.
if I go to Hot 97 now, if I go to 105, I know I gotta talk to them like, yo, listen, I need this record. You know, I would talk how much and logistic and things like that.
Right.
You know?
So you're asking, do I patronize here or do I patronize there?
No, I'm talking about, do you patronize here also the same way you patronize at home?
There.
Yes.
Here, I haven't really patronized like that. Like it was, for example, the first DJ that played my song in Power 105 is DJ Nori. Shout out to DJ Nori.
Yes.
And the way it happened was, there was a, like I said, there was a performance. There was a concert, an event in Terminal 5.
Yes.
Right. And he was the headlining DJ.
Which event was this?
It was Metro James. You know, James is a French artist from France.
Yes. I worked on that event, but I was on tour in Europe. That's why I wasn't out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Metro James was performing.
I actually brought Nori. I gave him that gift. I actually gave Nori that gift for that event. Yeah.
So I performed there with DJ Dawn and my whole team.
Okay.
So I didn't know that DJ Nori was, on the stage while I was performing. He was actually with DJ Dawn. They were on the DJ set together.
Right.
It was Dawn that told me later that Nori was actually by him while I was performing. So after I performed and left, the next week, DJ Nori started playing my song every week.
Okay.
So I think what he saw, and he got impressed.
Who gave him your music?
I don't know. Perhaps he downloaded it by himself. So I think he was impressed by what he saw.
So on the stage.
Yeah. So after he started playing it, I started getting notifications and tweets as well from other radio networks. So DJ Nori started playing. He was the first to start playing it on the major streaming radio, platform. And I didn't pay him $1.
Okay.
No, sometimes you might have to do the right thing, which is necessary. Then also sometimes you might just be lucky, So I think he was impressed, or also maybe because he knows DJ Dawn, and they felt like, yes, this is my brother, and this is my brother's artist.
Yes.
Something like that, So that was how that one started. So that was it for that side. So, but for America, you know that patronizing is even more expensive than Nigeria.
Yes.
Obviously. So you need a team. If you don't have a team, you go broke.
But I think in the US, I think those are some of the questions that you have to see, with the management and answer, right? Some you level relationship, but I think regardless of what, when people see an effort, they respect and then appreciate it, as opposed to just expectations
or feeling entitled.
Exactly, or feeling entitled, like at all. You know what I mean? Yeah,
That's right.
That's
right. My manager, that's one thing about my manager. Like my manager CB, he always tells me like, never feel entitled. You have to earn your spot. Even if the president is your brother, don't just walk up to him and just tell him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was why he made reference to like Davido, for example. Davido is the son of a wealthy man, but Davido still had to prove himself to the world.
Absolutely.
He didn't just sleep on the success and say, "Oh yes, my father is rich. Anything I drop, they will like it." He works hard. I've met him, and when they want to release a song, they put a lot of work. They put a lot of work into that single. They don't just sleep on it and say, "I'm number one. I'm Davido once I release it."
No.
No, they put a lot of work.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So
all right, great.
I look up to them.
Mm-hmm. So like, you have the next song that's dropping, right? You said tomorrow?
No, tomorrow is a feature. It's
a feature that's dropping.
Yeah, Umaz. It's called Hellenistic. It drops tomorrow. Yeah.
Right.
So
right now you're still pushing vibes. Is that what it is?
I'm still pushing vibes. Please play vibes for me, the boss.
Okay.
Please.
Yes, definitely, absolutely. Yeah, I have my email. I'll add it to my radio platform. UBR Radio, so we get it added to support and keep it. Shout out to the Freshie K, man. Freshie K in the building.
Freshie K, greetings.
Wait, is Freshie K? Is he playing your music?
Ask him now, Freshie K. Are you playing my music? Freshie K is one of my very good friends too. Like when it comes to some DJs.
What's funny though? You know what's funny? I have been at clubs with DJs based there, like Freshie K, Zemo, Nani, Don, and they find it so hard to play music of the artists that are here.
I don't know
like
why.
Freshie K. I know you can hear us, you can see us.
Yeah.
Zemo, Tunes, Nani, anybody.
Yeah, Freshie K
even
actually
if it's
plays my song.
Freshie K plays my song.
No, Freshie K plays my song.
20% of your music, 20% of the music you play, it should be from these artists that are here. Why?
You have a point.
Because that's the industry. You know what I mean?
You have a point.
That's the industry we're here.
Actually, I was preaching about this the other time. I was talking to my friend. I was actually talking to DJ Don and DJ Buka. You know DJ Buka as well on One Africa.
I put Buka onto One Africa.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Freshie K, DJ Freshie K, DJ Buka, DJ Don, they play indigenous artist songs, like, you know, diaspora artist songs.
Yes.
They play it, you know. Mm-hmm. That one is a fact. I don't even need to see for myself. There was a time someone else sent me a video where DJ Freshie K was playing. He was playing Something Light, which is one of my songs.
Yes.
Then DJ Buka as well, then DJ Don. But the thing is, like, the diaspora DJs, they hardly play the songs of the artists based here. And that, just like you said, that is a big challenge, because that is the only way we can conquer.
Yes.
Because it's a triangle. This is the DJ, this is the artist, and this is the audience. These are the listeners. So the artist will make the music, but without the DJ, the audience will not appreciate the music.
Yes.
Because the audience, they need to hear the song back to back to back for them to fall in love with the song.
Mm-hmm.
Because the names are not really big yet, but the songs are good. So how will we conquer that? That is the way UK actually conquered the market. And UK have their own standing in Afrobeat.
You know what's funny? So in terms of all these conversations that I've been having with my colleagues, industry folks, and things like that, I think one of the things that I'm doing is having conversations such as this outside of internet or whatever, right?
Right.
And I think previously, we had the whole setup with Naija DJs, DJ Teemanay and Zemo leading those platforms. And back then, I can tell you, every event we went, they played the music, local music. It was Banky W, Sauce Kid, now Sinzu, Iceberg Slim, Amplified Crew. There was no party you were going to go between here and California, New York and California, that you will not hear music from Banky and those when they were doing it. And I think that is something that needs to happen. Again, we will do the Nigerian reunion. Then we'll have the Naija DJs event every summer. All these artists will come there. All these DJs will come there. Everybody meets. So I think those are some of the platforms that we're going to reinvent. Like the Naija DJs, so we're going to reinvent it. I'm going to work with them and create a DJ pool. Mr. Called TG Days, of course. Of course. Freshie K. Our TG with Freshie K. We play music. Boys that are on ground, that are in there, will play the music. You know what I'm saying? And I think those are just so exactly local. It's so important. In fact, I spoke to Bimbo, the owner of TG, just before all of this, that to set something over her where I'll be doing like every week or every other week for artists that are releasing new music. I don't care if it's just 10 people there. Let's do it. And just start growing it from there. Then you do the same thing. Like now you're releasing a song, you do that in TG, then you go to DMV, you do the same. You go to California, you call Lentini, you go there, you go to Atlanta, you call the DJ there. That's how, because all these artists that are outside of America, when they come here, the music gets circulated from DJs.
These same DJs that are based here. We're not saying they shouldn't play the other artist song, but add your artist song to the playlist.
Add it also. And then, so now that there's a DJ pool, so now when the music drop also, you can now just say, guys, it's $100. I know it's not a lot. This $100 will pay for the URL or something. I know you guys are doing the next event. Use this to print the flyer. Oh, guys, your printing flyers is $250. Let me print the flyers. So it's like now people are participating in a collaborative way. The DJs, the artists, the promoters, and those are some of the ways things are going to start to change.
Better.
It's so important, but we're going to continue this we're gonna continue this conversation. It's very, very important.
I appreciate you, man. This is a great
important.
point. This is a great point. That's the only way we can move forward. That's the only way we can move forward.
Yeah. Cool, man. But I'm glad we had this conversation because I wanted to get to know more about you. Your music, I'm already in tune. Like I say, I'll get from you. I'll send you my email. Send me some that we can load on UDR Radio. We're doing at least 50,000 listeners every month. You know what I'm saying? So it gets, the music really gets to circulate through there also. And people like Freshy K and other DJs, we in a pool, we in a WhatsApp group. We send it to them.
Appreciate you. And speaking of that, the people need to know. Like, Coscanino actually checked me out on his own, listened to my content, digested it, and he said, "Yes, I want to bring this boy on."
Absolutely.
I appreciate you for that. That is how they move. That's how they help indigenous artists or diaspora artists. If it's good, then help it. It doesn't take anything. I appreciate you for that, boss. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll make it happen. Yeah, man. So let's finish up with a quiz. I
don't finish.
No. So All-Star weekend or Super Bowl weekend?
All-Star.
All-Stars. Okay.
If it's for performance, I will perform at Super Bowl.
Because
the millions of people that will watch that thing.
You're not loyal, but you like basketball. This is what we're saying now.
The millions of people that watch Super Bowl. DJ Zimo, greetings, Baba.
Shout out to Zigzag, man. I talk to Zimo almost daily, and those are part of Zimo was a part of this when we did every event, play music, local artists.
Yeah. Speaking of DJ Zimo was one of the DJs that brought me out on stage in one of Duke's events. The first year I was in this country, 2017. It was a black, the all-black DJ Tunes event, and DJ, I said Duke's event. Yeah. DJ Zimo introduced me, and he also interviewed me on the Zigzag show. That was like then, say, if nobody even knew me like that.
It's true.
Zimo, appreciate you.
Yeah, and Zimo should thank me. Zimo has never acknowledged this. No, listen. Zimo started his radio career with me under the Rock Radio.
Wow.
Yeah, Zimo needs to publicly acknowledge that.
Oh yeah.
He started his radio career with under the Rock Radio.
Wow.
I love him. Amazing. I'm proud of him, and we get into it every day, every other day, and we have these conversations. But yeah, Zimo's gonna look at Zimo. Yes, he did, man. He did.
Wow.
Fresh, you can say true. All right, cool. So, Brooklyn or Harlem?
Well, this one hard, though. Yo, you're putting me on the spot too. Brooklyn or Harlem? I'll take Harlem.
Harlem. All right.
Yeah.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Makeup or natural?
Natural.
Breast man or ass man?
Ass man.
Oh man, we learned something today, man. Why do men like ass? That's where shit comes out of. Like I don't get it.
Man, that's
the
fascination. You. That one are for you, Baba. Me, I know they think I'm mad. Now you they think I'm too much. I'm not thinking about it. Uga.
Like for real, man.
See, listen. They say hips don't lie, and thick ties saves lives. Two strong words, Baba.
That's a proverb right there.
Come on.
All right, cool. Studio or stage?
Oh my God, stage. All
right. DJ or live band when you're performing?
Both. Oh, can I take both?
Teemanay, I've learned something. You're greedy. You know that, right? Like, let's acknowledge that. You're a greedy guy. We need to acknowledge that also.
No, Baba, you have to take it all. You say the violent take it by force. You can't slack. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I can take both.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. It's 8 o'clock. I'm talking to my sister, Miss Dudu Akata. You need to tune in and make sure you listen. Right. She's an entertainment attorney. lawyer. She has her own big practice in California. She's the founder of